Cooking at home is good for you for a number of reasons, and now a new study just found another one, and it could have a big impact on your health. Carolyn Bruck tells us why you may want to skip the reservations and just cook at home.
Like many moms, Jana Wall sees a home-cooked dinner as a chance to see exactly what her kids are eating.
I make them something that's fresh, organic, has no additives, colors. There's a vegetable, there's something green.
And now Jana has one more reason to cook at home. A new study found eating out and getting food to go may expose you to a group of toxic chemicals called per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS for short.
PFAS are what's known as forever chemicals, and that's because they essentially never break down naturally. So once they're made, they just accumulate in the environment, they end up in our water supply, they end up in our food, and they end up in us.
At high exposure, some PFAS chemicals have been linked to some serious health problems, including an increased risk of cancer, obesity, high cholesterol, thyroid disease, and growth and learning delays in some babies and children. PFAS chemicals are everywhere. You'll find them in the surfaces of some nonstick pans, in the lining of typical takeout containers and pizza boxes. They're used to keep grease from seeping through.
So we don't know how much of our individual exposure comes from food packaging exactly. But what this study did show is that people who cooked at home more had lower levels of PFAS in their blood than people that ate out more frequently.
Kevin Loria at Consumer Reports says there are several things you can do to limit your exposure, starting with more fresh food. And when you do go out to eat or bring food in, it's worth simply getting the food out of the to-go boxes right away. Also, don't store or reheat the food in the containers they came in.
The chemical can also increase cholesterol and interfere with the body's natural hormones. A cruise ship forced to stay in port after a coronavirus scare is back out at sea tonight. Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas arrived in New Jersey Friday with a family of 4 on board with concerning symptoms. They had recently traveled to China, but it turns out they only had the flu and not the coronavirus. The ship had to change its itinerary as a result and offered all those on board half off a future cruise. It's a different story for the Diamond Princess, which is still under quarantine in Japan. More than 100 passengers on board have caught the coronavirus, and the others are stuck in their staterooms with little contact with the outside world. One couple from Pennsylvania were celebrating their 33rd anniversary on the ship and had no idea their trip would end like this.
Pretty much in a cabin all the time until they give us an opportunity to go out on the deck. And then we go out on the deck in small groups. And we have masks on, and we weren't wearing gloves, but now we sanitize our hands.
Meals are being delivered to the staterooms. Passengers have also been given thermometers to keep track of their body temperature. If a fever develops, they have to contact the crew to test them. The ship is under quarantine until the 19th.